organizers for putting this on. I want to welcome you all to the call. You here have an important role to play to get out your fellow Isla Vistans to vote, as many as possible. I guarantee you that the more votes there are from Isla Vista this spring, the more you will gain the attention of all of those on this dais. I've lived in this area for 30 of the last 37 years. I came here in 1970. Married, have 2 children, aged 19 and 15. I've served on the Isla Vista Community Council, the Toledo Water Board, the Toledo West Sanitary District, and I guess I would give the same disclaimer that I'm not a politician, but I have served for over 20 years in a variety of elected offices. I am a candidate for the 3rd District Supervisor, and I have very deep roots here in Isla Vista. I'm the physician who founded the Isla Vista Medical Clinic, as we used to say, just a stone's throw from the Bank of America. The clinic was founded in 1907 and has served as a cornerstone for the Community Services Center. And the clinic was a grassroots effort, something the community really wanted. And a number of forces pulled together. We had landlords, we had the Bank of America, the university, the County of Santa Barbara through federal revenue sharing funds, but the strength and vitality came from the community. Since that time, the clinic has continued to receive a variety of funds. This is but one example of the many things that I've done to bring diverse interests together to come up with long-lasting solutions. I am the prescription for change, and we need to see change. We can't just have politicians raising empty promises. You should hold all of us to whatever promise it is that we make to you. I've been out here gathering input from people on Isla Vista to find out what it is that they are concerned about. Sadly, it's many of the same issues that existed 38 years ago. Needs for parking, needs for responsive and responsible policing, basically a return to the principles of the Foot Patrol. Yeah. Rape prevention, more sidewalks and better repair, better lighting, control of expansion of the university, and a mechanism for landlord-tenant disputes resolution. In addition to my experience in familiarity with Isla Vista, having served on the IVCC that started the Isla Vista Park and Rec District, having been on the committee to save Perfect Park, been on the Peace Monument Committee, I've worked at every level of government. I've worked for the United States Public Health Service, great job, giving money away to health programs in minority communities. I was the Director of Health Services at San Diego State University. I've worked with youthful populations much of my life. I was the Medical Director and Director of Health Services at the Santa Barbara Regional Health Authority, a $100 million plus health organization. I'm interested in health reform, and one of the things I'd like to do is have a partially subsidized insurance program for the working uninsured. I've also worked for a number of counties. I ran the county health department in Sutter County. I worked for Ventura County and Santa Barbara County. I've served on public and private boards. I've stood up for the Constitution and personal privacy by suing the Medical Board of California when they illegally tried to breach doctor-patient confidentiality and to subpoena a patient's records. The appellate court ruled 3-0 in my favor, and the California Medical Association submitted an amicus brief. I want to say that I'm delighted with the recommendation of the Blue Ribbon Commission for Jail Overcrowding that calls for $5.7 million a year to go into prevention, early intervention, and reduction of recidivism. I plan to talk to Sheriff Brown on the 14th about a program that we put together on dual diagnosis prevention. And I think that it will fit nicely with what has been recommended. I think that we need to take... Okay, let me wrap up here and say that I've been involved in Santa Barbara County and the South Coast longer than any other candidates. I've been here for 38 years. I continue to be here. I think that serving on the Board of Supervisors is the best place for me to continue to serve Isla Vista. And we'll have a staff here. I'll be here at least once a week. And I thank you. I appreciate your consideration and your vote. And I'm sorry I couldn't see the guy raise his hand back there. I apologize. I want to applaud you all for your stamina. I'm reminded of the old IVCC meetings where all of the decisions were made at 12:30 at night, and I'm glad to see that we finished before 12:30. Also, I'm proud to be up here on the dais with this group. I'm very impressed with what everybody had to say. So in closing, why should you in Isla Vista vote for Dr. Dave Bearman? I am the prescription for change. I'm a lifelong agent for change. I've been involved as a social activist in this community for 37 years. I'm just going to go down and hit a bunch of bullet points and try to get done in 2 minutes. We need to use the redevelopment agency for infrastructure improvement. We need to build on the Blue Ribbon report of the jail to return the foot patrol to their original mission. We need to develop a parking plan that respects the rights of the R1 residents and Serpers. I know I support a shuttle bus system for Isla Vista. I want a review of the noise ordinance. I would vote drug policy reform. I think Isla Vista should be included in local government. A local office for the supervisor, of course. We need to take a look at Naples and have a trading of the development rights. We need to preserve Gaviota Coast. We need to enforce the dual diagnosis plan that I developed under a grant from Robert Wood Johnson. My track record, I think, is worthy of getting your support. I've served in elected office longer than any other candidate here. I've lived in both the Glida Valley and Isla Vista for 30 years. I've worked at all levels of government, federal, state, county, local. I fought the bureaucracy and won. I know how bureaucracies work. I'm committed to improving Isla Vista. Served on the IVCC, the Committee to Save Perfect Park. Lobbied for IV to be part of the City of Toledo. I'm fiscally responsible. I thought we should have had diesel instead of state water. We'd saved $60 million up front, and when you figure in the carrying charges, it probably would have been another $60 million. I'm the upper management of the Senate. I just want to say that I have the character and integrity that will make a great supervisor. You can look at my website, davidbearmanforsupervisor.com, and I've overdone my time. Thank you for calling time.